Up next, the Heat. Welcome, folks. Thanks for tuning in to 2K Sports for the latest presentation of DAJ.
Kevin, thanks.
All right, thank you, David. So let's take a look at the Charlotte starting lineup. We've got Terry Rozier. Hayward out there with Bridges. Then there's P.J. Washington. And it's Ball in at the 1 spot. And for Miami, they've got Adebayo. Robinson is out there with Oladipo. Then it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Butler in at the small forward position. It's good. He makes his first shot of the game. Tonight, Greg, two teams with a lot of history that know each other very, very well.
And sometimes familiarity breeds contempt. Yeah. And that goes for the players, coaches, and fans. This one might get heated.
I'm sure you felt that way many times when you play.
Almost every time I took the field.
Good.
You literally want to dislike your opponent.
Basket counts.
And with underrated strength, Oladipo isn't worried about absorbing some contact.
The Hornets on offense. 4-point game. Rozier against Robinson. Ariza with the rebound.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be because he is so strong in the paint.
Well, what did Coach tell us? He wanted each guy to contest shots and rebound tonight. That's exactly what we just saw.
Hayward finds Ball. There's 47 seconds left in the first. And it's Hayward. That time on the assist by Ball.
Defensively, that's a lose-lose. You don't want to give Hayward that shot. He will bury it.
Oladipo, the pass to Butler. Pass to Robinson. Oladipo with the ball. Good ball movement here by the Heat. 5 on the clock. He kicks it to Ariza. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. Knocked away. No one near Rozier as he lets it fly. His 3-pointer's off the mark. That's a 2 from Butler. And it's in. Oh, wow, he nails the buzzer beater.
And give him credit. Good awareness of the time remaining.
That is situational basketball. It takes a good understanding and good execution.
And still a close game. And if you're like me and curious about Victor Oladipo's overall philosophy, listen to this.
I think the biggest thing is just the relentlessness. No matter what's going on, no matter how hard you want to do well or if you mess up, just keep.
Hey, you know, Greg, I haven't ever heard anyone question his effort.
He came into the league as a raw athlete. Now he's a skilled assassin.
Some good action already in this one, but a fairly even matchup after the first quarter of play. And let's quickly break down the game we've seen from Miami, guys.
You could see they were well prepared defensively coming into this one.
Yes, what they do, they take away the things that teams like to do offensively, also keeping them out of sync.
Dragic is out there with Hero. Then there's Iguodala. Then there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Dedmon in at the 5, roaming the paint. That's the group on the floor for Miami.
A focused individual. Hero's not going to let a little contact affect his shot.
Dragic against Graham. Here's Biyombo. And the dunk by Biyombo.
There's no bigger play in a close game than a putback slam.
Oh, and that one's got them all hyped up. Wow.
They're bringing the energy, the hustle, the fight, and they also didn't give up on that possession.
Here's Butler. Banked in off the glass. Butler's got 6 points.
I love the aggressiveness by Butler when he's driving the basketball to the bucket.
Here's Graham. He's still scoreless so far in this one. He feeds it to Biyombo. Zeller trying to free himself up. Can't hit from in close.
Woo, blown opportunity right there. Won't get many chances easier than that one.
4 seconds separating the shot and game clocks. Now now. Here's Dragic. Dishes it to Butler. The 15-footer. Good. Butler's got the lead up to 5 now for the Heat.
Jimmy Butler, great feel for the mid-range game, and it's where his jumper's most active.
He can't get that one to fall. So that'll be it for the first half. Fairly even battle underway in this one. Heat out front. They're up by 5. Stay with us, folks. We'll get back just after halftime to start the third quarter.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Greetings to each and every one of you watching at this very moment. I'm Ernie Johnson. Kenny the Jet Smith is here. Shaq is here. One half is behind us. Welcome to the 2K Sports Halftime Show. It was a closely contested first quarter for Miami. The period came to a close with them holding a 3-point lead. For the Heat, Kenny, what's your viewpoint?
The secret to their success has been Butler, giving his all on every play, making the most of every and each possession. And so far, his shot making has been on another level.
And that'll do it for our halftime report. Stay tuned for the second half, about to get underway.
And we're halfway through this one. Plenty of basketball left in a game that's been fairly even so far. You look at Jimmy Butler. He's really been playing well.
Yeah, and just look at the numbers from the first half. He has been very efficient.
And it's not like everything's been at the rim. There's been a number of jump shots along the way.
Here's who James Borrego is starting the second half with. Hayward out there with Miles Bridges. Then there's P.J. Washington. Then there's Terry Rozier. And it's Ball in at the point guard position. And Oladipo kicks to Robinson. Back to Oladipo. Passes it to Adebayo. The Hornets pull it in. Rozier for 3. Victor Oladipo grabs the miss.
And even without that 3-ball dropping for him, the defense should have done more on that last play. And talk about playing small. Last year, Charlotte had Rozier and Devontae Graham on the floor together for much of the time. Both players right around 6'1". But you know what? They held their own.
They've been struggling here on offense.
Yeah, a bit of a dry spell for sure.
Now the pass to Rozier. Hayward on the wing. Over Butler. And with that, the Heat lead is cut down to 3 on the bucket from Gordon Hayward.
Like seeing Hayward get involved with the screen, knowing what it takes to get some space for both he and his teammates.
Oladipo dishes to Butler. 27 seconds left to play here in the third. To the wing on the left. Ball from long range. It's hauled in by Bam Adebayo. The Heat leading by 3.
You're not going to see that very often. Plenty of space, but he just, let's face it, he whiffs on that one.
Hayward goes in. We're at the end of the third, and we've still got a close one. Heat lead by 3. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the fourth quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. And Miami shooting it really well. 54% from the floor. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the fourth quarter. On the floor for Miami, Adebayo is out there with Trevor Ariza. Then it's Kendrick Nunn. Then there's Dragic, and it's Hero into the 3.
And we see this a lot with Gorn, using his size and craftiness to finish inside.
Nunn against Graham. Left side, Ball. Here's McDaniels. That falls. Nice feed that time from Ball.
The defenders need to recognize the importance of staying on him as we get into crunch time.
Adebayo, high post. Double team on Adebayo. Fires the three. Here's Ariza. And that'll be 2 free throws coming up. Officials on the call with the foul. That's on Miles Bridges.
And Ariza, much improved as a free thrower over the course of his career.
He hits the first one, and that makes it a 3-point lead. Jimmy Butler, who's checked in for Miami. And a switcher also for Charlotte. Hayward's checked in. Second one is good. Getting both at the line, and it's a 4-point ball game.
Nice job extending the lead and making this a 2-possession game now.
59 seconds left in the game. And it's Graham missing.
It can be a little disheartening when you do everything right and come away with nothing.
Butler against Hayward. And good work on the boards. They pick up the second chance points.
Look, when you play against Jimmy Butler, you know you're in for a battle. Excellent job extending the possession.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 6. There's 42 seconds left to play in the final quarter. And now we present our New Balance Player of the Game, Jimmy Butler.
And when a player scores over half his team's points, you know he's going to be our pick. Even when he's been the exclusive focus of the defense, they just haven't been able to keep him in check. A tremendous individual effort.
Robinson against Ball. Fires for 3. Good! What a beautiful shot to bring him to within 3.
Well, what I want to know, where is the communication defensively?
It's been that way all night. Each team just trying to outscore the other.
Ball against Oladipo. 6 to shoot. Fires, high post. Bridges with the board. Charlotte calls timeout. They're down by 3. Just 4 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Guys, what's your take?
And with this much time, they should be able to drop a play and get themselves a decent look from the three-point line. Still, the D is going to be waiting for it in a contested 3. Never an easy shot. And it's all about the 3 right here.
And they're looking to tie it up. Live to play another period. We'll see what they run right here. Oh, that was huge. It was pressure. That shot. Gordon Hayward ready and waiting.
And Eric Spoelstra wants a timeout. A deep 3 from Butler.
The versatility of Hayward, able to defend multiple positions on the floor.
And regulation. Well, 4 quarters weren't enough to decide this ballgame. Sit back and enjoy as we move on to overtime.
Here we go.
So the Hornets win the tip. And so they have the first opportunity on offense right here as we begin overtime. All fueled up and ready to go to overtime basketball here, brought to us by Gatorade. Let's check out who's on the floor. On the court for the Heat, Robinson is out there with Oladipo. And there's Jimmy Butler. And it's Trevor Ariza. And it's Adebayo in at the 5. And the Heat call time here. They trail by 2. 50 seconds left in the first overtime. Oladipo taking his time here. Trying to get open is Adebayo. And he makes the bucket, gets the whistle, and now a three-point play chance here for him. He sinks the clutch free throw.
No doubt about those free throws. This is why you put the ball in his hands.
Charlotte calls timeout. They're trailing by 1. 44 seconds left to play in the first overtime.
Let's see who's the loudest.
And so here's Charlotte. Hayward. Count it!
Big time basket at a big time moment.
This is why we all watch. The NBA is about these moments.
Oladipo against Ball. Pass to Adebayo. A rebound by Washington. Pass to Rozier. Shot and game clock separated by 5. Down to 5 on the shot clock. Charlotte needs to get a shot. Ball no good. And the Heat call time here. They're trailing by 1. 5 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. What's your take, guys?
And this is it, guys. Down 1. They've got just enough time to work it around for a good shot, and it better be a good shot because it's the only shot they have.
Oladipo for 3. Right between the eyes.
Well, opponents worry about Oladipo's quickness attacking the basket, which really helps him create good looks from the perimeter.
Charlotte calls timeout. They trail by 2. Just 2 seconds left in overtime. Guys, what do you think?
And with a couple seconds still on the clock, I try to get the ball in as close to the basket as possible. That way, if you miss a quick one, you may have time for a putback to tie it at the buzzer.
Oh, the all-or-nothing shot, no good. And so the big win by Miami in a tight game. And they had some nervous moments.